Good morning to day 189. As always, shed loads going on. Today, more well work, more putting down formwork, finishing off the swimming pool. What else? Putting up the actual formwork on the ceiling inside the house for the walls, taking down the formwork inside the big sliding door overhangs, scratch coating the front of the building to the pool side, and also white coating the beach side in the white render. They're pretty much the main things. I'm sure there's loads of other things as well. You can see quite a few people working around already. So we got the well itself being, well, we've got the manholes obviously being taken to height. We've got the guys already down in the well getting ready to dig. We've got the guys in here removing the formwork. We've got these masons finishing off the swimming pool, scratch coat the swimming pool. We've got these masons taking down the actual woodwork and also moving the jacks. We've got some of the labourers getting rid of some of the stuff off of the patio and stacking it down here, although I believe that is not going to be a good thing to do. We do need to try and get it somewhere else. Lots of woodwork needs to go from there, obviously. And obviously we're scratch coating all of this today. Scratch coating all of here, getting ready for that to be plastered white tomorrow. Doors are going in Saturday. So in here, as you can see, guys are actually pretty much done in here already. They're making the frameworks for next door. Good morning, buddy. And then in here is starting already, as you can see, the U-channel's already on the floor, bolted down. And these guys are over here standing around, not getting stuck in as always. But anyway, that's another story. So that's where we are so far. So today's going to be, fingers crossed, we'll achieve what we set out to achieve. That is the main goal for today. So I need to run off and go and get some supplies. And I need to leave everyone to it. So fingers crossed. Okay, we're 20 past 11. Let's have a quick update. We're trying to bead the windows. They've got to be redone because they're all out. We need those plastered in because the windows have been installed. In here, the guys are nearly finished right across the ceilings. So that's great news. The internal boys are out here finishing the scratch coat on the garage. I'm talking about swimming pool. The weld crete has been put across the top. These guys are starting to scratch coat already. And this has got to be taken out. We need this out yesterday, so I'm not too sure why they've not done that, because that needs to be scratch coated underneath as well. So they're also scratch coating here. Guys are still in the weld doing what they're doing over there. The boys are in there still taking down the formwork inside. And sorry about the wind. Wood coming down onto the land now. Lots and lots of jacks, all looking pretty bent out of shape. The guys are actually starting to white coat the front, so a lot of work to be done there. As you can see, they're starting around the top already, which is good. Got to make sure they're putting that waterproof in there. I'm going to go and chase them on that, make sure they're doing that, and then also going to plaster in on the scratch coat on the columns as well. So we need to bead those inside because they're going to need to do that in a minute. So I need to go up there and make sure that's being done. Electrics have all been put in for the uplights. We've got some uplights going on the front of the house here, so they'll shine upwards. So we need to get that done. So yeah, things are progressing as we speak. So still only 20 past 11. So let's see how the rest of the day goes, but plenty being done as we speak. So just give you an overview of some of the issues you can come up with if you've not got guys that understand measurements and plumb. Measurements and plumb are two different things. You can work out how wide a window frame is going to be. This window frame is 23 3/4. Let me spin you around so I can show. So we know that this width here is 23 3/4. But if we don't have a door frame which is straight, i.e. this side here's a perfect example, So as you can see here, I'm now looking directly at the wall, and you can see the wall coming over this way. So now we have a depth issue on here. So from the outside, it looks absolutely fine. But now what we're going to have to do is probably this 45-degree angle that the guys have put on the front is probably now going to be completely trimmed off, because the window frame itself is doing this. So by the time we get to the front, we're going to have a lot smaller gap at the front than we will at the back, which means we're going to be eating through the window. So that one's reasonably straight. As you can see when you're here, it's a reasonably straight window. But this one is coming right over. So even there, so their white mortar pretty much is where it needs to be here, but that is too much. So we're going to have to lose this and also try and chisel off some of this here to try and get this piece straight. So we've given them a line, and the line is not plumb, which means now we've got to chisel that off. So guys can create yourselves more work if they don't do things properly. This one is reasonably straight, so that one's okay, but that one is disastrous. We're going to have to trim that off and start again. 25 past 2. What have we got going on? Tyson standing around again, look. Just when you thought Tyson couldn't stand it anymore, he's in bright orange. Neo orange. So anyway, what we're doing at the moment, we're scratch coating obviously the front of the house. Changing the look of the house straight away just by changing the colour. So as you can see, so we're going to be scratch coating the outer piece all the way up here and around. The inside will be left, but this piece, and all around here. The column in and out, all the way along here, all the way down. Similar to that one here, obviously. That's all going to be scratch coated. And then around the other side. And then down here we've got the guys actually out here doing the white plaster all along the front. I'm not sure if they're white plastering the floor or the front of the building, but looks like they're doing both. 2 for the price of 1. So let's go down and have a quick look. Let's have a quick look. So the stacking, getting the wood off of the actual patio area, trying to get it out of the way so we can actually start walking around. They are going to start sorting the jacks out, because we've got some jacks from one company, one from another. Hopefully Saturday the jacks will be non-existent. So there's the front of the building so far. So we're going to carry on all around the top, and I suppose then they're going to come back through the beam at the bottom. Get that done. Get Andy to get some weldcrete on here. Anything that's going to end up being scratch coated or concreted has to be weldcreted. Weldcrete. Got some small shares in weldcrete after this bloody job. So anyway, gorgeous day today, hardly any wind. Jacks, wood, and formwork suddenly disappearing off of the job. Still got a lot more to clear, that's for sure. Pool done. Anthony's just finishing this bottom piece down here and this piece here, and then the whole pool has been scratch coated, waiting for the final coat. The boys in here are taking formwork down. So we're actually getting there now. Got some formwork coming down. Nice one, guys. Got formwork all around here gone. Going to carry on taking this down here. And then all this can come up as well. All of this formwork here has got to come up. So we've got to get the water tanks down here over the weekend. The well is still going. Apparently it's tough as old boots, apparently. So we've got the plumber here as well. Dragged him out. He's having a good look down there as to when he can start connecting up his stuff. The manholes. They've been taken to height now, so that's now the height we need them to be at via the concrete. And obviously we're also just benching the inside to make sure that's finished off. Bristol doing the other one as well, taking that one to height. Scratch coating that one too. Armory's over in the corner doing that one. As you can see, that will be the level of the mud, so there'll be a manhole in here eventually. Will also be concreted in, so we're going to need to buy those. Because at the moment I don't think we got them in, so we need to go and buy the manholes. Around here, you can see where the garage is going to land up coming to, the garage floor. So again, we've got to start working on all this in the next couple of days. The aim is for me is to try and get the excavator in. Apparently we can move the compressor and we can start getting the actual mud level. As soon as they actually get to the point where they're deep enough in the well, we can connect up the septic tank, and once that's done we can backfill that bit and they can still carry on working. So then we can start really working on the actual levels in here and start working on the footings here. So if that's the case, then I am going to start the footing element. I'm going to start looking at that on Saturday. Orin's up there at the moment doing the window frames. I've just cut one back, which is why I look like an old man covered in white. The formwork's still got to move down to the back of the house, but obviously because at the moment they're stripping out the back of the house, we can't get it down there yet. In here is changing as we speak. Got the first couple of rooms going up as we speak now, which is the electrical room and the pantry. So the electrical room to feed the whole house, number one importance. And my wife's feeding room, second importance. This is the laundry room. My wife always wanted her own laundry room for some unknown reason. And again, the guys are now going through the same thing in here. So tracks are already going down, they've already been fired into the floor. Everything's all marked out. Everything's getting blasted in. You can see what I mean by over here. One thing I've had to do on the door frames here is I've had to cut these back. So I've just cut this one off now. Cut this down to 3/8. I've cut this one completely off because otherwise we're going to have our window frames way too wide. As you can see, this one here is a 45-degree angle, 1-inch bit of wood. So we've now got an inch return. Now we don't have an inch. You can see by that black line there, 3/8. So the plaster needs to be 3/8, but they're actually an inch here. So we'd actually come over here. So we now got to cut all these back by 3/4 of an inch, every single one of them. We did tell the company that did it, we're doing 3/8 returns. I saw them cutting the 45 degrees. He assured me he was only going to go 3/8, and they went an inch. So this is actually concrete as well. So I've just used a grinder. When it came off, reasonably straightforward, but not easy. So you're actually cutting through concrete. So it wasn't straightforward. And obviously trying to keep a disc grinder going straight whilst you're going through mortar is like, you know, it's trying to do this and do this and do this. And so yeah, it's going to be bloody messy. But anyway, it's got to be done, otherwise it won't be perfect, and that will drive me nuts. So Orin at the moment is actually finishing off that one, getting some beads in there, and then we've got to try and do that one at the end as well. So we're getting there. Still lots to be done. There's still another 2.5 hours left of the day, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, 10 to 5, covered in dust. Cutting all the window frames out because they've been done wrong. So I'm actually pretty grey, actually. They look like grey. Anyway, let's have a quick look what we've done today so far. Okay, so the pool's been finished off. Scratch coat wise, that is. Still got to get the actual final diamond bright if we can actually get hold of it. Need to chase the pool man because the pool man seems to be someone that only talks once a month, and that's if we chase him. So I've put a chase into him. Scratch coat on the front of the building is nearly done. Changing the actual look of the building already. The guys and the well have had a bit of an issue in as much as they hit water already. Could have told them that. So what they're saying is unless they can pump the water out, they're not going to go any deeper. So we'll be having a chat with them later, because they will be going deeper. That's what the well does. 25 foot in total. And the guys on the front are still plastering as we speak. So that's still going on as we speak. So I'm going to get down and have a quick look at that, see what that looks like. Wood is downstairs stacked up, neater than I've ever seen. God knows what's gone on there. And in here the formwork has been coming down, so let's have a quick look in here. Okay, so formwork is down here on, so they've nearly got it finished. So this is the annex. So we need to actually get the boards all stacked up neatly in here, because I think this is where we're going to store them for now. We need to get all of this up, obviously, because we need to get downstairs and get that cleared out and start getting the pumps installed, because that's the mains water into the house. Tyson and Smithy skiving. In here, roof done, and as I showed you earlier on, the first start of rooms being formed. So, as I said, pantry, back electrical room, this is the laundry room, first bedroom. It's the linen cupboard that's going to be in here externally, doorway into first bedroom, tracks for a main bathroom, another bedroom, bedroom 2, this one's bedroom 3, doorway in from this side, staircase downstairs. This is the bathroom, the ensuite bathroom for the master. This is a walk-in wardrobe here, and then bedroom 4. So that's where we are with that so far. The guys are still putting up the actual 2x4s on the roof. The 2x4s, by the way, have been put up because we're actually going for a 4 1/4 void, and that void itself will obviously be plasterboard, and that's where the lights, the wiring, wireless recesses, etc. are going to go. Very similar to in here. Same on this wall as well. This wall will be battened away again and it'll be plasterboarded, so we're going to have a little bit of an insulation element in there as well. 2 stills hanging up in the middle of nowhere, just spotted those, not too sure what they're all about, so they're going to be cut out. There's a couple of stills in the front that got to be cut out as well, but I'm assuming they've done those, we did ask them to. So we are starting to look like a house, but obviously at the moment it's a bit slower than I anticipated with regards to getting it livable for Christmas. That is not going to happen at this present. There's no harm in trying, obviously, but at this present time, I would say by the way they're going, that is not going to be the case. What are we now? I don't know what day it is. 16th? Can't even read. So 16th, 10 days. Absolutely no chance. You know, if we've got all the trades in at the same time and they'll work with each other, maybe, but that is not going to happen because every contract is separate and no one really knows each other. So anyway, let me spin this around and show you what the back of the house looks like now. It's actually going to be white. As you can see, it does make it look a lot different, that's for sure. I don't understand why it takes so long to do this white mortar. They can get the black on really quick. Obviously they have to wet it and sort of polish it to get it smooth, but they're not going for a smooth finish, although I asked for it. So but anyway, I thought they would have been done by now. There's a mark in the middle of the wall there. They're going to get that sorted. And I say they will be plastering the inside columns as well, so looks like they're going to be having a late night again. I don't understand why they take so long. It's crazy. I say if they were going for a really smooth finish, you could understand it, but they're not going smooth, although they're meant to be. I asked them to go smooth. But anyway, it looks 10 times better in white than it did construction grey concrete block. So yeah, that will dry white like the rest of the house at the front. We'll start scratch coating the rest at some stage. I'm not going to get the rest of it white plastered until they can prove to me they can get it finished, because I want to start getting things tidied out. I really just want to focus mainly on the house. I don't want to be focusing on anything else. So that's the main aim at the moment anyway. So scratch coat the back up here, to get that plastered. So that's what they're meant to be doing tomorrow, is plastering that. I doubt they will, but that's what they're meant to be doing. So we shall see. Other than that, let's get over and have a quick look at the well. Not seen down there yet. So obviously we've got the manhole height. Obviously it's not right at the right height. Obviously we've got a concrete piece to go on the top as well, where the manhole gets covered. Tomorrow I've asked them to actually get this pipe down here drilled through into the manhole. If we can get that done, and we can start backfilling all of this. And whilst they're doing this noisy mess, we can actually start bringing the mud over and start balancing out. That's the aim. But as you can see, this is what they've done so far. So they've now hit water, but I'm not too sure what they're meant to do now. They're saying that until they can get the water pumped out, they're not going to do any more. Well, that's not going to change. They're going to have to keep on going down because we're on the water table, and they're going to hit water. That's the whole point. But I'm not too sure. It's meant to be a 25-foot well, so as you can see at the moment, that's probably about 10 foot. So 2 days left to get another 15 feet. So hopefully they're going to get their arse in gear. I'm going to be ringing the owner in a minute and just finding out from him what he thinks they're going to do, because obviously I'm not going to be sitting here waiting for them to do what they've got to do. We've got a short span. And like I said, next door here they've actually got a rental, and from Sunday it's rented. So there's going to be no more drilling, that's for sure. I don't want to piss them off, it's not fair. But these guys, they just don't care. They really don't. So anyway, so we'll have a word with them this afternoon to find out what they're going to be intending to do about the water and the drilling, because that needs to be sorted out. Otherwise we've got no toilet facilities, no water facilities, no sink facilities. So I'll talk to them about that first and see what they say, and then see how it goes from there. But it's looking completely different now. Good news. Look at the moon in the background as well. Okay, see you tomorrow.